Hi, everybody. We are live. So, full disclosure, obviously, I must have done something wrong. And I think I picked 7 a.m. and not 7 p.m. So, that is why we are 4 minutes tardy. But we are live. We are live. We are live. I'm so super excited because this is 30 days. We have been live for 30 days straight. Listen, I am speaking to the mid career woman who wants to advance on purpose. I hope that this has been fruitful for you because this is why we are here. We want you to be able to advance on purpose. I want to be able to support you on your journey. And listen, ladies, listen, I was speaking to someone earlier today, and it really gave me the mindset. You forget, like, there's some of us who have been growing and growing and growing, and we're doing the daggone thing, if I must pat ourselves on the back. And we forget that people were where we were. And so I speak to the mid career woman. I know that there are times like this time in your life, it can be all kinds of things going on. You could be going through a divorce. You could be having children issues. You could be going through a parent passing. There are so many things that happen to mid career women, and you are not alone. And so I was speaking to someone today, and that just reminded me and kind of solidified to make sure that I tell you, you are doing an awesome job. You are not alone. And please join us, join our movement, seriously, so that you know that there is a safe space for you. And sometimes you just need to talk, sometimes you just need someone to listen to you. So I hope that you will feel my sincerity and you will join us because we do have a Facebook group, and I would love for you to be a part just so you know you don't have to do everything by yourself. And there are many women that have walked in your shoes, and so you are not alone. Now, after that PSA, isn't that called like a PSA announcement or something? Okay. So we're here 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. I hope you feel my excitement because I am excited. Yesterday, we discussed creating balance and like understanding that leaders need grace. Our executive leaders need grace. And so they need grace. So if you missed that, please go back, watch that. All of the replays, day 1 through day 30, will be available for you for your convenience. You can watch them on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube. And note, YouTube may just be a little bit easier to access all of them at one time, but they are on Facebook and they are there for you because I want you to be able to advance on purpose. And we are at our conclusion. So it has been such a pleasure and has been such an honor to share this space with you. So tonight, that doesn't mean that we're not going to get a little nugget. We're going to still get some nuggets. And so tonight we are really focusing on accountability. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? We have spoken a lot about a lot of stuff, but I don't really recall us seriously delving into accountability. But that's what we're going to be speaking about tonight. And it's something as you continue your career and you can continue to grow, you'll start to see where you need accountability more and more in just different areas. It's almost like how I've always spoken about emotional intelligence in some degree. Once you really get a hold of accountability and the different variations of it and why we need it, I hope that you will come to embrace it as I have. So, our 3 talking points for today is going to be the importance of self accountability, then holding others accountable, and how that affects cost effectiveness. So, those are our three areas. Let's do a quick roll call because it doesn't matter whether you're watching this live right now or you watch the replay. And note, even if you're watching the replay a month later or what have you, let us know that you're watching. We will be monitoring everything. And so we would love to know if there's something that's resonating with you. If you still have questions, drop it in or follow us. And so that way you can always also be able to ask questions in real time. And so if you've been with me, you know, I like to tell a story. And that's because we can see ourselves, we can find ourselves, and we can find where we can go and the possibilities, and we can learn from others' mistakes. And I really am one of those. Tell me that mistake so I don't have to make it. Please, please, please. And I'm going to listen. And so let's talk about Dana. Dana, smart, intelligent project manager who always got the job done. However, she did miss deadlines here and there and sometimes would exceed a budget. So Dana was great at executing her task, but she overlooked the importance of accountability for timeliness and cost effectiveness. And so her team, of course, loved her. I mean, absolutely. Why wouldn't you love a person that is okay with things being late and or we're going a little bit over budget, but it's okay. So her team loved her. They loved her for her understanding and her flexibility, but of course at some point upper management grew increasingly frustrated, and one day her division faced a budget crisis and her project became the example of what not to do. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to be the example for what not to do. So this was her wake up moment, her wake up call. And she realized that leadership wasn't just about getting things done, it was also about doing them timely, efficiently, and in a manner that upholds integrity, not just of her team, but of the entire organization. So Dana's commitment to change, focusing on accountability, and soon her projects were getting noticed. They were not just successful, but they were on time and they were within the budget. And consequently, she was eventually promoted due to her leadership and her ability to show that she could change and the positive changes that she was able to make. And imagine some of you are doing really good things on a very small scale. However, if you were to elevate, you could be doing bigger things on a bigger scale, and the world needs you. There are people that need you to do bigger things on a bigger scale. And so the lesson here is that for growth and promotion, executing well is just the starting point. Being accountable for how you execute, your quality, your timeliness, and the cost effectiveness takes your leadership up to a whole another level. And that's the level that I want you at. And so, our first point, the importance of self accountability. As a leader, you set the tone for your team. If you demonstrate high standards, your team is more likely to follow you. Being accountable for your work means consistently delivering quality results, meeting deadlines, and being conscious of budgets. And This fosters the trust and the credibility we've been speaking about over the last 30 days, which is an indispensable part of leadership. And not only does it encourage your team members to be accountable for their actions, you show them that you are committed to achieving the team's goals and that you're willing to take responsibilities for your own mistakes. And as important as it is for you to hold yourself accountable, it's equally important to encourage and support your team members in their own self accountability, providing clear expectations, giving that feedback, that feed forward, and recognizing your team's achievements are ways to foster self accountability within your team. Encouraging your team members to take ownership of their work and holding them accountable for their results not only contributes to the success of the team, but it also encourages and it empowers them to grow and to develop their own skill set. So by creating a culture of self-accountability, you're building a stronger team, a more resilient team where everyone is working towards that common goal. And so our second point, holding others accountable, because we must do that as well. As much as you're responsible for your actions, you are also responsible for your team's performance. And this can be a challenging part as it requires a delicate balance. You can't be overly critical, nor can you be too lenient. And I wish I had more time to go into this. This is the challenging part as it requires a balance. It really does. So holding others accountable involves, again, setting those clear expectations and following through. So you can't just set the expectation and not follow through. It's kind of like that whole thing that they've said, and you've probably heard it, trust but verify. So your trust is you set those expectations. Your verify is you following through, because you need to follow through and you need to verify. It means having the courage to have difficult conversations when deliverables are not met, and it involves rewarding those who are consistently performing well. Additionally, it's important to understand that holding others accountable is not just about blame, it's not about punishment, but rather it's creating a culture of accountability that benefits both the team and the organization. When team members are held accountable for their actions, they are empowered to take ownership of their work, and they're more likely to be invested in the success of the team. And plus, don't be that supervisor that doesn't hold your employees accountable when you have another supervisor over here doing the work and you're not. It creates such a horrible balance, and it creates upset within your departments, within your organization. We want to make sure that we are operating in integrity, and part of that is just that, holding others accountable, again, having those conversations. And it's important, this is part of you leading by example. As a leader, you must model the behavior that you expect from your team members. And this includes being accountable for your actions and holding others accountable. And so you want to make sure that you're setting the standard. You want to make sure that you are upholding truth, you're upholding the policies, you're upholding the procedures, and you're upholding people to do what they're being paid to do. So we do want to embody a culture of accountability, and you can help your team to achieve their goals and drive their success of not just the team, but again, the organization as a whole. And the last thing we want to discuss is the cost effectiveness. Being accountable for cost effectiveness is often neglected because we don't think about it. Okay, there's a budget, but we can cut corners, or maybe they won't look. Okay, well, they are looking. And so leaders are not just visionaries, but they're stewards of resources. So exceeding budgets is like a broken promise. It erodes trust over time. And that is not the relationship you want to develop with your senior leadership. Leadership demands foresight, it demands planning and a financial acumen. As a matter of fact, if you're in the federal world and you're looking to be a SES, that's what you need. That's part of this whole thing. And so, in order to ensure resources are managed well, you have to make sure that you're doing the correct things, that you're planning, again, that you have that foresight. And so when leaders prioritize cost effectiveness, they set an example for their teams to follow, encouraging them to find ways to achieve their goals while being mindful of what is happening around them. You have to be mindful of your resources. Yes, we want people to be able to experience certain things, but we still have a constraint that we must learn to navigate in. And we can get a little creative. We can. So, finally, being accountable for cost effectiveness also involves being transparent with stakeholders about the organization's financial situation. Helping, when you're truthful, you are helping to build trust, you're helping to build credibility with internal and external partners. And then when we're thinking about cost effectiveness, focusing on this can also lead to innovations and different types of solutions and improvements for your organization if you allow your people to be resourceful. By analyzing expenses, identifying areas where resources can be allocated more efficiently, you can be able to drive innovation and streamline operations. Your people know what's going on. And sometimes, if you release a little bit and listen a little bit more, you'll be surprised at the innovations that will come from the people that are directly around you. So, this can also result in not only cost savings, but also improved productivity, better quality of work, and increased customer satisfaction. And remember, in today's competitive business environment, organizations that prioritize cost effectiveness are better positioned for long term success. And that's what we want to hear. We do want to know that the companies that we're working within are destined for long term success. And thus, we want to be able to do our parts to make sure those things happen. And so, with that being said, we do have gift giveaways. I have an ebook that I would love for you to be able to receive. If you use that QR code, go to our Facebook group to collect this gift. I've had it up for the past couple of days and I will be taking it down tomorrow. However, I wanted you all to be able to have access to this ebook. Listen, I can only do so much in 30 days. I'm just talking about accountability, and accountability is huge for leadership. So please go get that resource. It was curated just for you in mind. It's for you to be able to continue. This book is about your confidence. This ebook is going to help you from the inside out to be confident in everything that you do. So please go get that resource. Join our Facebook group, the Next Level Progression Tribe. We would love to support you. We would love to just get in the trenches with you. And so today, we've explored why accountability is not just the thing to say, the thing to do, but it's a critical factor in distinguishing effective leaders. We've delved into that story of Dana, a real life story where disregarding, you can be the best supervisor, if you will, or to your employees where they're like, oh, she is so laid back. She doesn't get on me about deadlines. What's a deadline? I understand that. However, for your next level, we do need to hold people accountable. But in order to do that, there are things that we need to do. We need to make sure that we're doing the training. We need to do the coaching, the mentoring. We have to do all of those things and hold people accountable. And so we broke down what we should focus on: being accountable for quality work, timeliness, cost effective, and knowing that if we're doing this, our team will follow. It always starts with us. And so this is crucial because we do, again, want to create a culture that really is moving towards excellence. We are creating a culture where we have standards and we want those standards. And when you uphold these values, you're better positioned for promotions and career growth. And it equips you with the moral authority to lead others to do the same. And so I'd like to end with a quote. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. I think that that's so important. It emphasizes that it's not just about executing tasks. It's also about making sure that we line up with the objectives, that we line up with quality, timeliness, that we line up and we are within budgets. All of those things are important. And as leaders, we want to do the right thing. So I thank you for your time. Again, I hope that this has been extremely beneficial. Please follow me on social media. This will not be our last time. At some point, we will be back, at least coming to you once a week, because it's important. You are important, and I am here for the mid-career women out there. I want you to be able to level up to executive level positions. And if you're a mid-career woman and you're looking, you know what, maybe you're not even thinking, I'm not right there at an executive level position. Maybe it's your first, and it's being a first line supervisor, a second line supervisor. Maybe you're ready to move into senior leadership, or maybe you're ready to move into the C suite or move into being an SES. And listen, you all out there, some of you are like, what in the world is she talking about? But maybe if that's not you, if you're not ready for a C suite, you're not ready for an SES, but you may be ready. Let's get you ready for the first line, the second line. I appreciate you all. Please, again, don't forget, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, even what's the other one? LinkedIn, even LinkedIn. So I am around, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon.